So I'm going to make a little video on a step-by-step guide for trading altcoins. Why do we want to do this? Why not just trade Bitcoin, right? Well, Bitcoin's going to go up or down in very small percentages. You know, when you go from 15,000 all the way to 16,000, that's, you know, not a very big percentage. Not sure how to calculate this, but you know, I think you can realize that if a coin goes from, say, 12 cents to, I don't know, 30 cents, you know, that's 200 plus percent, 250% or something. So you want to trade coins that are actually kind of low cost. So that way, you know, the swings are really, really big up or down. So you can make big percentages. So this is like 250%. And this is like, I don't know, maybe 10% if you're lucky. Yeah, something like 10%, a little bit less. So obviously you're going to make a lot more money here than you are going to be making money here, which is why you don't want to be trading Bitcoins, but instead you want to trade other coins. I'm going to show you what coins you're going to want to trade. So the first thing you need to do is you actually have to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. In order to trade in the crypto market, you actually have to have Bitcoins or Ethereum. That's the cryptocurrency. So you're going to go to a website called GDEX. There are no fees to use this, and gdex.com. Let's just go here real quick. You're obviously going to want to sign up here, and you know, hopefully you know how to sign up to websites. And then once you go here, you're going to look for the BTC/USD right here. You may want to look at some of these charts, you know, because if, for example, it's at a high point here, you know, maybe you might want to try a different one. Like you may want to go to Bitcoin Cash here. That one's kind of at a low point-ish. Actually, you don't want to use this one. Either Ethereum or Bitcoin. Those are the two ones you want to buy. So let's check out Ethereum. And so you might want to get this one, for example, rather than the other one, because this one's a little bit lower. Notice this one's at a high point, but this one is kind of dropping a little bit, or whatever. It doesn't really matter too much. But anyway, you're going to want to deposit, and in order to buy this Ethereum here, probably want to start with Ethereum anyway. You're going to want to add a bank account here. You know, you probably know how to do all that stuff here. And of course, just add about, you know, I would say start with about $500 to start trading. 1,000 would be better. Or as much as you can, really, 2,000 or 3,000. The more money that you have in the Bitcoin market, the more money you can make. Okay, so if you start with a really small amount, it's gonna be really hard to make money. If you start with a bigger amount, it's gonna be really easy to make money. So all you need to do is buy some Ethereum, and then you can start trading on the market. So let's go back to here. Once you buy the Bitcoin or the Ethereum from GDEX, you're gonna need to transfer your Bitcoins to one of these markets. It's basically like a stock market, but for cryptocurrencies. So all you need to do is click the withdraw button, and you're going to go to an Ethereum address over here, and you're going to transfer as much Ethereum that you need into, I have a couple different addresses here. Actually, you can these are the ones that are good to whatever. So anyway, you're gonna find an Ethereum address. So first of all, you obviously have to go to a site for, you know, to be able to do this. So you either have to go to Binance or Hitbit or, you know, Bittrex or something. I would say use HitBTC or Binance. Let's just do Binance for now. So you go here, and you know, obviously you're gonna want to register and do all that cool stuff. You know, I'm already signed in, so let me just sign in real quick. There's a whole bunch of big, I have to do some like phone stuff here, I think. So let me just kind of look at my phone real quick and bust out the authenticator code. So it's 227822. Whoops. Yeah, so anyway. So you have to do all this really tough security stuff. You got to set it all up. Now here, once you finally got your thing, you're going to want to head to, you know, deposits and withdrawals up here into funds. and I actually took all my money from here and put it into a different account. So once you have your Ethereum or your Bitcoin, you're going to want to come over here and just basically deposit in here. So you get this address here, you're going to come back to here and you're going to put it there, and then you're going to do some security stuff, and then you're going to transfer all the Ethereum that you bought from here into Binance. Okay, now once you've done this, you're going to have to wait, and it's probably only going to take like 30 minutes or so, because transferring money as a cryptocurrency is actually really fast, but transferring money with cash, you know, if you were to go here and deposit bank account stuff, you know, it might take several days to process, but with Bitcoin it only takes several minutes. So that's why it's really good to use Bitcoins. So the next step, once you finally transfer your money into your market account, you're going to need to go to coinigy.com over here. And of course, this is where you want to start looking for charts. So the best thing to do is to set this to an hour right here. This is candlesticks. Okay, so here you are at an hour, and you want to zoom out as far as possible, because you got, you know, about 2 months worth of data. You're going to look at charts. Now this chart looks, it's kind of okay, but you know, it's kind of skewed because it was so low price over here. So, you know, here we can just kind of zoom in a little bit and you can see what's going on here. So you're basically going to go down this list. Let me go to the next one so we start with a fresh one. Just give me a second. Okay, so what I did here was I looked at this chart. It looks really nice, right? That's a really pretty chart. So since it's pretty, I'm going to put a star here to toggle my favorite, and I'm going to put a price marker here by clicking on this alert button, dragging it down to below the lowest point. If you can see here, the very low point right there, and then it spikes up, and the same thing happens here. So if it goes down to here, obviously you know, it's going to have a high chance of spiking up again. So let's go to the next one. Alright, so you see this chart. I'm going to zoom out. Look at how ugly it looks. I'm not going to consider this one. I'm going to go to the next one. This one looks ugly. This one looks ugly. This one looks ugly. You need to sign up for a Coinigy account, yeah? Okay, so this one here is kind of okay. I'll show you a picture of a really good one. This is one of the best charts I've ever seen. So it just kind of goes up and down, and you can really easily see when it bottoms out, when it shoots up. That's a really pretty chart. So this is the bottom point right here. If it drops below, then you want to get this. Now this one here, you know, it's kind of okay. So I might consider this one. Let me put a star here and bring this down to here. This is the low point, right? The small point, and then it shoots up like crazy. This one here is a really small increase. You can see it came down, but then that's not very much of an increase. So this one was much bigger, and so that's the one I'm going to consider. But it's only the recent one, yeah? We're not going to go all the way back here. That doesn't matter too much. Alright, this one, same concept. But, so let me just kind of star this. Put an alert here for about there. I'm going to come here, and I'm going to see how this chart kind of dips up and down like that. I don't like the past of this, so, but it doesn't matter too much. Just kind of put the alert there, put it in my star, see if we can find a good one. So this one here is really good. Zooming out to the maximum, and you can see it just goes up, and then, you know, does these shoots upwards. You want to see a lot of shooting upwards like this, because that means that there's a lot of buyers. You see down here, the green is a lot of buyers. We also want to have a decent amount of sellers too, so that way the price drops. All right, so the last time that it dropped down like crazy and jumped up like crazy, what you want to do is kind of measure these upward spikes. So they're kind of about like, oh, say like 1.5 inches long or so. So this one shot up like crazy. This one shot up about 1.5 inches. So this is the actual point where I would set my little marker here. Just below that. All right, and you can see how this one, it's kind of like kind of like half, like 3/4 or something. So I'm not really going to consider that too much. I prefer it if it dropped down to here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just set the alert. Let's go to the next one. Let's do a couple more so you can really see this whole process a few more times. And again, there's like big jumps here and stuff. And this was sort of the last one that they had. So we're going to put an alert there. Right around here, right? Zoom in, get rid of this stuff. See, it came down to here, it did a decent jump. Let me just be safe because, you know, I like being safe. I'll put it here. So when the price falls below this, I know it's a good time to buy. Now, do you want to buy, where do you want to buy on this line? Do you want to buy like right on the line? Nah, you kind of want to buy like below your alert. So like here in this area, if it goes down to here, that's when you want to start buying. Once it goes below your alert, so you're here, and you're gonna buy how much? A little. Let's put it like little lines like this. So here's their base. Now you're gonna buy like a little bit right there, not too much, but a little bit. If it gets to here, if it keeps dropping, you're gonna buy a little more, and if it gets all the way down to here, you're gonna put a ton of money in it. Like, yeah, it seems like, oh wow, it just crashed. Well, isn't that good? You want the stock to crash. You don't want the stock to be going up. I mean, you do, but you want it to crash as far down as possible so that you can buy in like crazy. So when Bitcoin just crashed down to $10,000, it came right back up to 15,000 within like an hour. So what's going to happen is this stock or this coin is going to crash all the way down here if it does. All right, but what's more likely going to happen is this. So again, here's your line. You're going to buy a little bit right here, and it'll probably kind of do this. It'll come down and then just kind of come back a little bit, maybe, and then keep dropping again. So you're going to buy more here, and then maybe it keeps dropping again, but it's not going to come right back to your line. If it doesn't come back to this line fully, like kind of right up here, then it means that that it's still safe to keep buying more, and then finally more. This is when you really want to make a big buy and then sell, you know, somewhere around here. So you can see the strategy is to wait for the stock to collapse, all right? And then you're going to buy at sort of the low points, keep waiting for it to completely panic and collapse, and then you finally buy a large quantity and wait for it to just kind of not go past there, but just kind of come back to here. So what's going to happen is you buy a little bit here, a little bit more here, and a bunch here, and then once it starts kind of coming back to normal, here's the normal level, you're going to sell like quite a bit right here, but you're going to keep a little more, and if it keeps going up, you're going to sell there and then maybe sell a little bit up there. So that's how you're going to be able to make a lot of money off of this, is just by waiting for a stock to drop like crazy, and then just kind of catch it at the very bottom and sell it kind of like right here where it comes back to the normal level, and then maybe a little bit more and a little bit more. And this is the strategy, and it's worked quite a bit of times for me. I've built my account just from like, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 now to about 4,000. Well, it's actually started on 2,000, and now it's at like 3,500 or something. So I literally made like $1,000 in a few days. So yeah, this is a really powerful strategy, and you're just gonna want to set the alerts on the charts. Okay, so when you look at this graph, you're going to see that as soon as it drops past this line, this is where you want to buy. Yeah. So you buy and then you profit. So this was the whole strategy. Hopefully this was not too confusing. If you want, we'll go through a couple more charts here. As you can see, this chart here is pretty decent. It's okay. Like, if I scroll out, this kind of looks ugly in my opinion, but it's kind of leveling out to a decent point. You know, like this is $400, so we're talking about, you know, a strong coin. So I'm going to put a star here to make sure that I can favorite it. Then I'm going to come here with my little line thing, and it's going to be right around there. That's going to do a shoot up. So I'm going to measure the high points. See? The high points. The high points. This is not a high point, you see? It came down and it did a little jump up, but that's not a big jump like that. This is the average amount of jumps that it goes up, you know, every time. Big jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not a jump. This is a half of a jump. So that doesn't count. So you can see how the last time when it did this big jump, it actually did it twice. So if it goes down below here, wouldn't it be a good idea to buy it? It's going to do another big jump. I mean, even if it doesn't do a big jump like that, even if it only comes back to here, that's not very much. But you know, if you look right here, it's 200 to 220. That's why you only put a little bit right here, because yeah, you know, it might come back here when that would be great, but it might also keep dropping, and that's actually kind of what we want. We want it to keep dropping. So again, here's what's gonna happen. Here's your line. Stock is here. It's gonna come down past this line. You're gonna buy a little bit here. Now it's got two directions it could go, right? It could either go up or it could go down. If it goes up, it'll probably come back to this line. And if it doesn't, then it'll go down, right? That's the only thing it can do. It can either go up back to the line or down. You're obviously, if it goes up past the line, you're going to sell, you know, just a little bit here. You're going to, because you bought a little bit here, you might as well sell a little bit there. You know, maybe just take a little bit of profit, you know, or take like 50%, you know, sell 50% right here. So you're going to buy like, say put $100 here and then, you know, sell 50 there. Then again, it has two directions you could go. Okay. It'll either keep going up or it'll go down. Now, if it goes down, in either case, you're going to buy more. You're going to put $200 in. Okay. Because now it went down even further past this line. Right. This wasn't a big jump here, you see? So since it's not a big jump, this line doesn't count. This was the original spot. Anyway, so you're going to keep going down. Here you got $200 in. Now it's got two options. It can either go up or it could go down, right? So if it comes up again, it'll probably come back to this point right here. Okay? So, you know, you'll probably sell maybe, you know, around here, because that's still a profit, right? Still a profit. Okay? So it comes back to about here. And again, you're going to maybe sell like, oh, you know, 100 or so. So here you've got so you're pretty much just kind of like bidding a little bit and a little bit. You're not really making profits right now. You're kind of almost breaking even. You know what I'm saying? You're almost breaking even. So you kind of have like a lot more stock than you really should have. A lot more coins than you really should have. Now again, it has two directions to go. So you can either go up. Once you get back to this line, sorry, let's go back to. So once you get back to this line, right, you can either go up or you can keep going down. So if it goes down, then boom, you're going to put in like $500. God, what the heck is that? Whatever. Ah, that was stupid. 100. Okay, now you can either go up or it could go down. If it comes down to this crazy line right here, that's when you put in like 500. All right, because now it's just bottomed out. Now the only way it could really bottom out like this is either, you know, there's one guy in this coin that completely just decided to bail out and lost everything, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's very unexpected to come down here. Or, you know, the entire market is deciding to crash, right, which happened the other day, and that was great because within an hour or two, it came all the way back to the normal. Came back to the line within a couple hours. So boom, it's perfect. So as soon as it bottoms out like this, you're just gonna put it all in, basically. All right, and now it's got two options, right? Well, is it really gonna keep going down after 3 drops like that? Is it really gonna keep going down? I mean, if you bought here at the 100 mark and you went all in, yeah, it might keep going down, so that would be really bad. But that's why you only put a little bit here. And it goes down more, all right, that's great, buy even more. If it goes down more, great, put all in, because now it's gonna come back to the line. See? And it'll probably really just come back to this line eventually. All right, so this is the line that we originally looked at, because remember, that was the last spike right there. spike. See those two big spikes right there? So this was the line. There is even right here. So this is another reason why it might come back to this line. So this is the strategy. Now, as you keep going back up, now here you might sell, 400 or so, depending on how long it takes to get back here. If it's a instant shoot back up, yeah, sell most of it. But if it actually takes longer to get back up, like kind of does something like this, you might sell a little bit along the way. So you might sell another 100 here, you might sell another 100 here, you might sell another 100 here, and then finally, it's going to come back to this line. So you're probably going to sell like 200 or so here, and then just hold a little bit, okay? Because now you're still in the green, right? You can see like you want to do this in little chunks. Okay, you're still in the green, you still have more, and just kind of sell a little bit more here and a little bit more here and a little bit more here. All right, so this is a really good strategy, and yeah, might have to watch that a few times to really capture what was happening. But here's essentially the best outcome that I could do. Here's the line, drops a little bit, drops a little bit more, and then it comes back up. I mean, if you really look at most charts, it kind of looks like this, to be honest, right? That's kind of how it looks a lot of the time. So you're going to buy a little bit here, a little bit here, and a little bit here, and then you're going to sell a little bit here. You're actually going to sell a little bit here once it kind of goes back up. You're going to sell a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and a little bit there. See? Okay. So it's really simple. Let me show you if I can find a really good example of what I actually did for real. I think it was let me just pause the video real quick. Alright, here's the example I was looking for. Notice what happened here. These spikes here, that's kind of the average little spike that you can see. I guess that's a pretty decent one. So I guess, yeah, this is more about the average spikes. So what happened here was I kind of set a bar right around there or so, and yeah, I mean, I noticed that this was crashing, so I was like, all right, well, let me just get in a little bit right here, and then it crashed all the way down here. I set my bid all the way down here, and I just bought a bunch, and yeah, because I knew that it was going to drop down here, and then it had two options: either going to just drop down or go back up. And it decided to go back up at that point. If it kept going down, I would have bought even more. And then, well, here's the big jump that happened. This ended up, I think I sold around here and here. So these are the 2 points where I sold at right here. So I obviously made quite a bit here. This is from like the 20s to the 30s, which is a good 30%. So if you put in like $10,000, or if you put in like $1,000, you're going to make $300 on this trade. Okay, which is why you want to have like, a decent amount in here. So you put in, that was a 30% increase, right? So if you put in $1,000, then you're going to make $300, right? Profit. And if you put in $10,000, well, then you're going to make $3,000. So the more money that you actually have, the more that, okay, if you put in only $100, then you're going to make, $30, which is still pretty good, right? You put in $100, you're going to make $30. Which is good. But if you only put in $10, then that's only $3 profit. So this is how it works. These are very high percentage swings when you look for these good trades here, and yeah. Now there's very little risk, as you can see. I mean, like if you were gonna buy in at any other point, right? Why wouldn't you buy here at the super low? What's the risk in this? Like, what's the risk that it's gonna come down here and then just stay there? Like, this is already a super low point. Like, look at this low point. Like, it's already like bottomed out. Like, look at that. Even if that was the line and it came down here, it would still return back here, right? So you got to understand that this is super safe. There's really no risk involved. If you were anyone else, if you bought here, why would you buy there? Like, why would you ever buy right here? Right? Why would you ever buy here? Like, it's kind of at a lowish point, but it's not at like a, a discount. You're going to look at a discount price, okay? So you're thinking, hey, you know, this price is at $3, right? Can I get it for $2? See, that's a 25% discount. If you get a 25% discount, then you sell it back at $3 and you make 25%. See? So your stock is at 10 bucks and you're like, yo, can I get this for 7? Right? That's what you want to thinking. That's what you want to think. But not like, again, not at the top here. I'm talking about like the bottom. So the stock, yeah, the bottom of this little thing. Let's see. Notice how it kind of goes ups and downs like this. It kind of zigzags around here. So the bottom of that zigzag is what I'm talking about. This stock is worth 28. Okay. So can I get it for 22? Right? Like, that's the question you want to ask yourself. Not can I get it for 26? I mean, it may, a little bit if you really want to. If you're like jonesing for it. 24, okay. 22. This was my design. I wanted to get this stock at 22, and then I did, and then I sold it back at 28 and 3. All right. So I sold it back at regular price. You buy something at a 30% discount and sell it at regular. And then the thing is, you don't have to take 100% profit. See, you're gonna get $100 worth here. You're gonna sell maybe 75% maybe at regular price. So that's gonna break you even, right? You're gonna completely break even, and you're gonna have 25% left over, so that maybe, hey, you know, if this stock goes down, then whatever, you know, you didn't pay for these. You didn't pay for this. It was completely free, right? You sell 70% here when it goes back up to 30%. So here, I don't know how to put this, but anyway, so this 25% is completely free. You didn't have to pay for this. So if it goes up, hey, sell it. If it goes down, then don't. I don't know. Anyway, so this was a long video, and hopefully now you're gonna get started.